Well, hello. Welcome to the fourth day of the reading of the Tikuney HaZohar. I just got to receive the PDF of the Tikuney HaZohar in English, something that you can get your hand hold of by going to the Kabbalah.com. If you're interested, we have already two volumes. It's not completed yet with all the Tikkunim, but we do have it. And I'm going to read directly from the Zohar, and then we're going to go to the translation. I think it's going to be even more enlightening. So I chose a section that deal with the reincarnation and the relation of reincarnation to our tikkun process. I'm going to start reading for the understanding of our soul, and then we're going to go to the level of our intellectual. אמר לבני גילולין אינון רזה דהרכבה כגון מה דמרכיב אילנה דלה יהיו מיני ואילנה אחרה כגון מה דמרכיבים מעידה בדה אבל הכרה דהים אמר ימירנו צריך דייבא קודש בקודש. Rav Shimon said to Rav Elazar, my son, incarnation are the secret of grafting. So we know grafting, it's a graft, it's been used in the dental kind of language. It's mean to do some kind of an implant. But in Hebrew, it's related more to the word arkava and the word merkava, which is the chariot. But arkava, it's more of assembly, to assemble something. So he says that the secret of reincarnation is being assembled. It means like someone who graft one tree or assemble one tree with another tree, like hybrid, two trees together, not its own kind, because the purpose of this inner grafting of the tree is to improve them. But the principle of an if he shall at all change is to strive to draw a holy soul that should be holy with holy and not to mundane in holy. So, when you try to hybrid like two different kind of dogs, there is a lot of business around that you try to identify like two breed of a very, very pure breed of dogs, and you put them together in order to bring about even a better breed to the world. It's all related also to the souls. So with the souls is that when we reincarnating, it's like we are assembling one soul and gluing it to another soul, and that's what allows growth. This means like, for example, if we able to receive an ibur from a righteous soul, it's going to assist us really to improve the way we behave, the way we act, and the way we reveal light eventually. And it shouldn't be to mix, and at times when we are actually involving in negative places in our life and doing big misdeeds, we are drawing a negative soul to us, and that's been embedded into us, and actually that's a way for us to go even lower in our spiritual elevation. 64. דאילנאי מסתרתי בסבו דיורה ובגינה איתמר לא ימיר אותו טוב ברע ורע בטוב. דהי הוא רזה צדיק ורע לו רשע וטוב לו. אבל אמר ימירנו והיה הוא ותמורתו יהיה קודש, ובדה מרכיבים קודש בקודש מקבלים דין מן דין ורזה דמילה מגבילות עלולאות ומין במינו ההיא הוא צדיק וטוב לו. As there is a tree from the aspect of impurity, which is bad, and about which is it said, nor change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good, which is the secret of the righteous, for whom it is bad, meaning that he was evil in a previous incarnation, and similarly an evil man for whom it is good, meaning he was good in previous reincarnation. So it says, there is a huge phrase that talks about tzaddik veralo, rasha vetov lo. It means that for the righteous person, he going through difficult life per se, from our perspective, and sometimes we look at the wicked and see them happy and celebrating, having fun, and making money. It seems to be that life is great. So one of the ways to look at it, there are many angles to this lesson, but one of the ways is, as the Zohar revealed to us right now, is that the righteous soul, it could be that in past reincarnation, he made some mistakes, and therefore, in order to purify them, he got the merit to go through different challenges in this world today, and that would will able really to purify soul. Versus the wicked person that might be a good person in his past lifetime, and his merits in this world are serving him. This is the reason he enjoying blessing and sustenance and things like that. But it doesn't mean anything, because if you take that for granted and he stop revealing light or doing good in this world, most likely that he eventually is going to be downgraded again. So we are all the time going up and down according to these rules. However, and if it shall at all change, then both it and its substitute shall be holy. And this way they graft holy with holy, and they benefit from each other. According to the meaning of the verse, so I praise the dead that are already dead, by their reincarnation into the living more than the living that are yet alive. It is the secret meaning of loops shall be opposite one another, meaning that the tides should all on the part of holiness, and a kind with its own kind refers to a righteous man for whom it is good. So as it says, when we are changing our acts and we're doing something which could be very positive, we are able really to attract a righteous ibul to ourselves, or an implant that come to us that assist us. And then all is sticking to all. It means that mitzvah moshechet mitzvah. It means a good deed will attract goodness, and they join together, and they can do even better deeds on that. This is what where we want to be. This is where we want to aim. That as we change and going further, making effort and caring about the world and doing much more positive actions, we get the ibur of a righteous person that allows us really to do even greater good. וחד ההיא נשמתה דהי קודש, לא אשכחת מינה יתמר בה, ולא מצא יונה מנוח לכף רגליו. והכי רזה דכאן ציפור דתמר בה, שלח תשלח את האם, ועזלה מן אדם מן קינה, ואין כל אלה יפעל אל פעמים שלוש, אם גבר רק לקבל תלת שילוחין דיונה, והכד השתכחה אותה לשרת המן, יתמר בה, ולא יאספה שוב אליו עוד. ומיתה זמנה אחריו בהרכבה. But when the soul that is holy does not find its kind, it says about her, but the dove found no rest for the soul of her foot. This is the secret of the bird nest. This is the article of the bird nest. It's a very long article that you should delve into, meaning the precept of dispatching the nest, about which there is one precept about dispatching the nest of a bird, which all related to reincarnations and souls, about which it says, but you shall surely let the mother go. She goes and wanders from her nest. In the secrets of the verse, lo, God does all those things twice or three times with a man, corresponding to the three dispatches said of the dove. And when Saul finds a place to dwell there, it is said, and she did not return to him anymore, to come once more by grafting. ובגין דה שילוח הקן בכל אופן כשינהו דינו נשמתין דאזלין מתרחקין להערה רחמי אלוהו. ומה כתיב? באו גם ציפור מצא בית, דה גילולה קדמה דיו נפש ודרור כן דה גילולת נראה דרוחה אשר שתה אפרוחיה דה גילולה קליטה דנשמתה. This is why the dispatching of the nest applies to all the holy birds, which are souls that wander around banished, to reawaken compassion upon them. And it is written about them, even the sparrow has found a home. This is referred to the first incarnation, which is to correct the light of Nefesh. So those three stages of dispatching the nest. So one is really to retrieve the level of Nefesh, which is in our beginning phases of spirituality. And the swallow a nest for itself means is the second reincarnation, which is the level of Ruach, when someone starts to become more indulged and more active in his spiritual process. Where she may lay her young is the third incarnation of the neshama. So neshama, it's the highest level that we all wish to connect to, because then we are devoting ourselves just for the sake of sharing. So this is a process that happens with souls, and we can it can be it can be accelerated during this month. So Oli will stick to Oli for next year, and meaning that we'll be able to reveal much more light and to actually retrieve higher levels of part of our soul. What is interesting thing that I heard from one of the Kabbalists is that everything that we do on the month of Elul, why it's have so much uh, impression, so much transformation that happens on this month, is that because it's pretty much amplifying 12 times of what we do during the rest of the year. Meaning these 7, 10 minutes that we just study together, you amplify it by 12 times, meaning it's like we study for 120 minutes. And as much as you do more positive things, and when they amplify to that magnitude, of course, the impact of what they do is much higher on our life. This is the reason we want to invest this month as much as we can into more spiritual learning, spiritual doing, spiritual transformation, and spiritual sharing. So, all the best to you. See you tomorrow.